When it comes to writing and designing the interior product pages of your website, there's a few best practices to adhere to. Header sections and heroes and their titles are still a critical component. Got to be very clear, got to be aligned to the intent and the way the buyer would describe the problem and the solution you're offering. And good idea, again, to signpost, specifically what the product that the page is talking about or the feature that it's talking about offers that buyer in relation to their problem. It's important to present information in an order that's aligned with what the buyer wants from the page. So you can put information on pages like that that's in the wrong order given the level of knowledge and familiarity that the buyer has with your offering. So, for example, opening up a product page with information about key features that they will want to know exist within the platform because they're critical to their purchase is a good idea. But opening up a product page with information about your pricing or packages or even your customer testimonials, which are great content, but it's still not the thing to start with if the visitor to that page may not yet know that you offer the things that they are really looking for in order to shortlist a solution. So prioritize the information in line with what the buyer wants from a visit to that page, and then progress to those other types of information further down and later on is a good principle standby. Imagery, particularly in B2B websites, particularly within product and software websites, is key. And it's important to have images that show clearly what you offer and support the messages that you're putting forward about features and benefits and the value of your solution. And it's easy to fall into a trap there where you take a good image that clearly communicates something that you're talking about, a specific feature that might be very attractive and important to the visitor, but to overstylize it, to embed it into a device and make it very small so that it's not legible, and to get overly creative with it, or even animate it to the point where it's moving really fast and actually the human eye can't really consume what's there because it's all moving so fast. The best images will clearly and easily communicate what's real in your product that speaks to the feature that you're talking about at that point in time. Down at the bottom of these pages, it's very common to see either really big forms that are trying to get people to get in touch or book that demo or take that trial, or failing that, a really generic CTA banner where you've got a single statement about some sort of benefit and a button to go and book that demo, before the footer. The truth is that buyers are pretty reluctant to convert on those types of offer. We've seen a lot to do with the psychology of their wanting to be in control of their experience and, ultimately preferring to use other methods of reaching out to you and converting that are of their choosing. So you might see, even if you've got those forms and those CTAs in your website pages, that it'll be the button in the hero or it'll be the form in the footer that get a lot more traction, a lot more action. And so I'm in favor of actually just removing those final last ditch attempts to convert a visitor, and letting them explore the site on their own terms, because there you're giving them control, you're showing them respect, and they will return that. They will trust you more and give you more of their attention if you try less hard, frankly, to twist their arm into converting. They'll convert when they're ready, as long as you've provided the logical, intuitive, familiar, and desirable conversion options and points throughout your website. Things like social proof, video, testimonials, to some extent resources, are all fair game for your product pages and interior pages, and they can be used to supplement or augment or uplift the message that you're conveying. To my earlier point, it's a mistake to lead with those things, and it's a mistake to prioritize those things over A, the written word, B, clear imagery that communicates easily what you have to offer, and C, information that's aligned to the visitor's need for knowledge on this page. But using those things to support specific points or to follow up that type of content, and build more trust with it is all good. You can have, for example, video-based demos of your product on your page that people can play at their discretion. But we've seen in many instances that actually those types of, content, they don't necessarily get the level of engagement that we would like them to, given the cost that they take to produce. Whereas video in other parts of your marketing strategy can be much more impactful. So I would be wary about over investing in video for your product pages until you've tested at least the efficacy of it at getting engagement and conversions through those pages, because people are still pretty much indicating that they prefer to read and view static images when it comes to informing themselves about the products that we offer.